Alright, I owe Wesselmoles 2 chesty opens from a donation yesterday that I forgot. And you know what? I wrote a note and then Windows restarted my computer. And I forgot to save the note. Alright, 2 of them. Thank you for the reminder. Wham. Bam. Chesty number 1. God, we're running hot on these chests. Look at that. Unburdened. Mind rot that cycles. What powerful upside. Mind rot that cycles. Alright, hit number 2. Ooh, we found a piece of candy. Look at that. Look at that. 5 whole tickets. I paid for the last 2 chesties. Morning, Aaron. And hey, sports betting is legal now, so we can gamble on Magic Online chests, right? We're no longer doing anything that's frowned upon because that's legal now. Do we have bingo boards? I didn't work on bingo boards. I streamed for 6 hours yesterday instead of working on bingo boards. Hey, why isn't a match popping? I didn't click play yet. I just joined the league. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Happy Monday, folks. Everybody had a great weekend. Let's dive on in, shall we? We are, in fact, going to rip some Karns. Hopefully. Hopefully that's how this is going to go. Tron. Karn. Yep. Checks out. Everything checks out. I didn't update Stream Decker. You're totally right, I didn't. I was being a responsible adult working on my article ahead of time this morning instead of working on the last minute. Apologies, opponent. I'm troning people this morning. Enjoy. Oh no! Basic Mountain Pass. That's interesting. Am I gonna get like upstairs bolted here, or are they playing some kind of Scred deck? No upstairs bolt, so it's like burn with a rancid draw. Maybe it's a Valakut deck. No second Basic Mountain. Probably a Blood Moon deck. This is gonna be like Desperate Ritual Blood Moon. Oblivion Stone's pretty great at their Blood Moon deck. What if Mine Tower, Power Plant. That's a great draw too. I'm pretty sure against a possible bolt deck I want to just send Karn upstairs here. Because like Stone Raining them plus taking a Lightning Bolt out of their hand isn't particularly appealing. They could play like Goblin Rabblemaster this turn, but Karn could just nuke that off the face of the planet next turn. Opponent concedes to the card plus, God bless. There's no black cards in her deck. I'm playing a mono green variation today. I'm going to assume my opponent's playing Scred based on how that game played out. So I'm going to board as such. These Thragdads are probably decent. These Nature's Claims are likely excellent. This Dismember is probably not needed. Worldbreaker's probably okay. Kills some stuff. Well, not Scred, but like the Blood Moon Stompy deck, whatever. Scred. When I say Scred in my head, I mean mono red bad cards, mono red lock pieces. When I say Scred, I did say green black Tron, green X, sure, green X. Technically, there's Dismembers. I'll say green X. Fixed. So I should articulate that. In my head, when I say Scred, I mean green Stompy is what, or red Stompy style deck is what I intend to convey. So I'm gonna board like they're on Blood Moons, because basic mountain, and no creatures or burn spells implies to me that they're probably in some kind of mid-range deck, especially with the concession to the Karn there. It is a little bit early. Yeah, I'm assuming they're going to have Blood Moons post board. If they don't have them in their main, I'd bet they have Blood Moons in their main deck. Like, do I really need that effect though? Like, what are the subset of games where like I have 3, I can make 4 mana, and like I don't have Tron, right? It's pretty a low subset. I think I'm gonna keep this hand. Is that loose? The Oblivion Stone is pretty appealing. I'm gonna keep this because Oblivion Stone is pretty appealing against the Blood Moon deck. I'm gonna assume that they're a Blood Moon deck and they're gonna look for it. It's also, this hand's also pretty reasonable against Chalice of the Void. There's been a couple of prison decks putting up results that are like Chalice Blood Moon decks in Modern, which I don't think are particularly good in the format, but I think that's what I'm putting my opponent on playing here. Look, I have a very simple system. I play the decks in the order people paid to see them. That's true. That's true, Marty. Marty understands. He's been here before. He knows what's up. He knows what's up. He knows what the next couple of draws are going to be. We got 2 draws at a power plant. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Tron's a tough deck. It's a good deck for leveraging your skill against your opponent. So, Eidolon is a card that this archetype, the archetype I was talking about my opponent playing, has played in the past. So, I think I'm going to go ahead and pass here because I want to give myself the best possible draw chance to play Thragtusk next turn. Come on, turn 3 Tron. I need that bingo space. What's going on, Zach? Thanks for the 4 months. Welcome back. I appreciate the continued support. Eidolon, the fact they have that in is another reason for Nature's Claim to be extra good. What you got, opponent? Hey, Morodith, thank you for the 3-month resubscription. I appreciate that. Welcome back. So I assume they're gonna name Oblivion Stone here, right? I left my World Breaker in, right? Yeah, I did. It's good. Yep. Watched your Reddit rant today. Was very impressed. Takes guts to say I was part of the problem. Thank you. That's a good draw. I think I'm just playing the Oblivion Stone out still. Like, I want to use my mana this turn. I'm pretty sure my opponent's not playing Burn, especially with this card, so hopefully the Thragtusk is going to come down and help us lock up the game. What's going on, Knight of St. Draft? I'm not going to play the second O Stone out. Not a lot of value in that, I don't think. Pian Kirinelar is pretty good here. Power plant. I mean, that's kind of a power plant. Is it going to be fast enough, though? It might be on the back of this Thragtusk, right? Thragtusk might bridge us there, so we're taking 6 down to 6. They could put us to 8. We have a little bit of reach going on. Especially with the Ramanap runes. Yeah, the Sorcerer's Spyglass is on no stone. The problem with Ugin downtick is that it doesn't clear the Thopter tokens for us, which sucks. I'm probably just jamming the Swag Dad this turn, right? I guess it depends on what else they do here. Obviously, they Blood Moon our only choices to jam the Swag Dad. If they play like another thing to the board, I might play the Ugin. So I'm definitely playing this. So I have 10 mana right now. Thragtusk is the least mana efficient play, but it's probably the best play, right? If I Karn exile the thing, I'm dead on board. I'm at 6. So that's... taking the dead on board line is probably not ideal. And I'm just going to play Thragtusk here. Maybe these Ugins aren't very good, and I should just have my third. I boarded out one of my 3 Wurmcoils. Maybe I should cut one of the 3 Ugins, one of the 2 Ugins instead of the third Wurmcoil. Hey, it's Lethal. Thank you for the 4-month resubscription. A third of a year. Welcome back. Yeah, like, so this probably keeps Pia and Eidolon at home here. I guess they could be aggressive and just ship, right? I think if they ship, I block Pia, since it's the way that they get to throw the Thopters. Yeah, and just taking 2 here seems very good for us. Going to 9. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna Ugin and down tick for 3. I tap my lands kind of poorly here, but I don't think it really matters. Or down tick for 4, sorry. Just like clean these out. I'm doing well. Life is swell. I said my mouth said 3. I meant 4. If they kill my Thragtusk in response, that'd be a little annoying, but like then there's still just Thopters left. Now I don't think I want to plus it here, because if I plus it on a Thopter, they just throw the Thopter with the Pia, which doesn't seem particularly appealing to me. I could just bolt the Pia since I have the Thragtusk to keep the Eidolon in check, I guess. Yeah, so they're killing my thing in response, which I think is fine. This is a little bit safer in case they have double removal. Like if they like double killed Thragtusk, they could untap and attack me, I guess. What are we doing? Pitch, Simeon Spirit Guide, throw a Thopter, sure. Wait, where did they throw the Thopter? They misclicked and threw the Thopter at itself. Just Magic Online things, I suppose. Hey, Donovan Combe, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime support. And there's a lot of excellent people streaming on Twitch right now, and I appreciate you choosing to support my content this month with that. I auto-passed and totally forgot to play and crack my map. My opponent was just taking so long I pressed my auto-pass hotkey. I was talking to chat and stuff. So the reason why I didn't play more stuff there is because I wasn't paying attention. For those that are following. Let's keep the religiously charged stuff out of the Jetnovic. It's not okay. You are currently #1, German Space Ace. You are not wrong. We've been kid-free for a while here now. Been kid-free for a little while. So I can play and crack map here. This is gonna go get Sanctum of Ugin, and then we'll play Sanctum, and we'll play Karn, which will let me go get Wurmcoil. I'm gonna exile a mountain here. Okay, and the fact that they exiled a mountain means I can Ghost Quarter this. Okay, you have a Koth. That could put us into burn range here at some point, because they're gonna get to crack us for 4. I assume they're cracking us and not our Planeswalker here. I have a warning for you involving banners. What's going on, Wannabe Beetle? Happy Monday. I'm pretty sure their play to win line is attack us with this, but I'm happy if they're attacking my Planeswalker. Pretty happy. Oh, this fucking deck. I'm actually gonna play the Wurmcoil here because I want to stabilize my health total and not get burned out. Look, I'm a very skilled magician. I practiced really hard to draw these cards on time. No, I don't think so, Donovan. I think Doomsday was kind of a medium deck when it had Sensei's Divining Top, and without Sensei's Divining Top, it's pretty rancid. Shoot you. Guard in your hand. These bits should be enough of a tithe for the Church of Card. God bless us, everyone. What's going on, East Bus? Hope you're having a good morning. I don't understand how we're winning, though. I thought these Blood Moon decks are so... I've blocked and muted so many people on Twitter over trying to tell me that these Blood Moon decks are good against Tron. Like, the mid-range Blood Moon decks are very, very bad against Green Tron. We just power through them and have Oblivion Stones and stuff. Your phone auto-corrected something to Muslim. Oh, not a mistake. Oh, I thought you were... Okay, I understand. It autocorrected mistake to Muslim. So that's why it was not okay. That's why I timed it out. Have your sword back. I'm glad that was an autocorrect mistake. I guess those would be... Yeah, those could be near each other, I suppose, with fat thumbs. Alright, at any rate, want to start with Green Tron. Beating those pesky Blood Moon decks. I'm gonna close these blinds here real quick. Might have to turn my air conditioning on today. It's supposed to get up to 90 here. Yeah, Braid destroys an artifact, so it can kill Wurmcoil. Just keep on trying on. GatheringMagic.com should still be one of the top things. Should probably still on the front page. I say it needs a second Tron piece so we can find the third, but we're on the draw, so it seems reasonable. Hey, RB Turtle, thank you for the Twitch Prime support. There's a lot of excellent people streaming on Twitch right now, so I appreciate you choosing to support my stuff this month with your Prime. I make no apologies, Jackson. The gameplay is just really good. No joke. If you haven't tried Hearthstone in a long time, you should try their current standard format. It's quite possibly one of the best formats I've ever played. It has some issue. It has a couple of decks that are maybe a little bit too good that they're going to be nerfing, but there's so many decks, and it's so interactive. It's like 50 and pouring rain in Ohio. Gross. So, Hollowed One? No Turbo played a Hollowed One is good. Glad to see Stuffy Doll went the distance. The Stuffy Doll deck was great. Hollowed One's a pretty rancid matchup for this deck, right? Especially on the draw. They're draining. If they are playing Hollowed One, their start is exceptionally slow. I'm gonna cast this Sylvan Scrying to send the message that I have Tron luck and there's nothing you can do about it. I realize I could just crack the map here, but the tilt value of making my opponent upset that we drew it is just much higher. Giant Judge, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime subscription. Welcome, I appreciate the support. Thanks everyone for hanging out this morning. Happy Monday, folks. Welcome to the new week. $7°C. You gotta convert that to an idiot unit of measurement for me, because I can't. My brain doesn't do Celsius to whatnot. Here's for. Is there a dealer's choice for Hearthstone? If so, put these towards veg. I know that What's going on, Kinklebiter? Good morning. You are correct that I don't understand what you just said. 44. Okay. Yep. That's a bit cool. I don't know. All right. They found their faithless looting, and suddenly their hand is doing busted things. Thankfully, I'm going to have this Oblivion Stone here in a second. Their hand was just slow enough that this Oblivion Stone's probably going to bridge on the draw. Generally, this is too slow in this matchup. So we'll put this into play. We'll cycle the Sphere on their turn. Normally, I just say we can play Wurmcoil, but Wurmcoil can't block this fucking card for some reason because it has Menace. Will do, Kinklebiter. Will do. Thank you for the bits. Hope you're having a good Monday. Not taking this hit here, obviously. Well, if we draw a 2-mana land, I know what we're doing, chat. Look at all the tentacles. Look at them all. They're coming for you. Gonna give it to you. Gonna give it to you. The Q-Block deck, I will not be surprised when they hit Q-Block with a Nerf bat. That deck's really obnoxious. And honestly, one of the really sweet things about, because Hearthstone's digital, is the fact that they can just like slightly adjust the casting cost of cards as opposed to banning decks outright is so huge. It's so huge. All right, if we miss the 2-mana land, we'll Karn them. Of course we wouldn't miss the 2-mana land. Tron. Boop. Boop, boop, boop. I'm right on the nose. Are we done here? What are we doing? What are we doing, opponent? I have a golden skull, so I hope they nerf it so I can get a full dust refund. Yeah, I'm not here to pull punches, and please, Watsy, I'm here to tell it like it is. I'm here to give honest opinions. You can always know that anything I say on this channel hasn't been bought and paid for. It's just good, clean truth, or what I believe in my mind of minds to be true. Edwin, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime support. There's a lot of great content producers on Twitch right now, so thanks for supporting my stuff this month with your Prime. Nature's Claim need to come in, right? They often have Blood Moon out of their sideboard, and this kills Hollowed One, so that seems fine. I don't think I want a third, but 2 seems reasonable. Ulamog in general is probably just too slow. I don't think that's true. I think the fact that Ugin misses Hollowed One's a big deal. I also think that Oblivion Stone's much better against Blood Moon, because you can play it on 3. Yeah, but you don't always have those cards. I agree in like the best case scenario, Ugin is much better than Oblivion Stone, but I think in the average case scenario, Oblivion Stone's much more reasonable. I'm like NASCAR. I'm upfront about what's been bought and paid for. My opinions are never bought and paid for. I'm not going to tell you a deck is good just because someone donated for it. Someone... In the Reddit thread someone created over the weekend, someone was complaining that I was too negative when I called the deck poop, and I was like, well, the deck was bad, and I wasn't going to tell you that the good deck... Oh, Worldbreaker kills Hollowed Ones. That's a good card to have in my deck. Do I trim a Karn? No, I probably just want him as spot removal. It was like, I mean, I guess if you want someone to lie to you and tell you that the bad deck was good, this probably isn't the channel for you. Like, and stuff like that is just like I take relevant, like, feedback is like objectively constructive. Like, that's asking me to lie to you. That's not objective feedback. That's you wanting. I hope we're not dead by turn 3. I hope we're not. This hand might be too slow. I think comparing... God damn it. This fucking card, man. Can we just, like, take this card and just have it not be legal? I was just... Look at that. Literally, just... Oh, God. This is... Fucking Mondays, man. Fucking, I'm gonna tweet this picture. Just literally discarded all 3 cards. Just the worst. I mean, I have 2 Tron pieces still, I suppose, so like... Maybe we could rip the last one, but like, that's like extraordinary, right? Just like actually one of each. I don't have much sympathy. It's like a turn 1 hymn to Torok. Against the field. I think you shouldn't try and metagame in a format like Modern. That's not how Modern works. Steam Flogger with the $2.16 donation. Okay, what's the message on that one? Nice burning inquiry, bro. Is there like some meaning to $2.16? And it's not only that, but like the fact that Hearthstone can nerf cards instead of just hard banning them means that like decks don't just disappear, they just get weaker, right? Probably have a Delve threat here to use their graveyard before I can relic them. This is gonna be a great example of why like graveyard hit like Relic isn't super great in matchups like this because they just use their stuff so quickly. Sounds good, Steam Flogger. Thank you for the tip. I appreciate it. I am going to have to pop this Relic here because I don't want them to bring the Flame Wake back next turn. Morning, Basic. I'm disappointed now. You made me sad. Yeah, Twitter, whispers on Twitch. The subs Discord is actually a great place because then you can get not only my feedback, but also other people that play a lot of Magic, their feedback as well. So if you're not, so you got the little ruby icon there next to your name. If you're not in the subs Discord, you should pop in there next time you're on a desktop computer. I mean, we're actually still in a good spot to win this game, right? Because their hand's been a little anemic again. Just the turn 1 Burning Inquiry, take all 3 Tron pieces was certainly something. The first 5 sub-icons are Hex Gems. Actually, they're not all Hex Gems, actually. The Blood and the Wild were custom done. They were done in the spirit of them, but not exactly. I don't know if I really want to change them. Like, they're just kind of nice generic colors that, like, go up in ratios. And I made 3, 4, and 5-year ones that are also kind of generic and not specific to anything, so I think I might leave them. I don't really have a good set of ideas for things that are different than that. Yeah, I think I like them. They're kind of not specific. The logic behind one of my Tron lands right now being white bordered was I had exactly one. Those are the ones at random that MTGO traders chose to give me. I'm gonna clean the board with O Stone here so I can start on an empty slate, I think. What are the ones after Blood? If you click on the subscribe button, it should show them. I think they're silver, gold, and then a rainbow colored one for 5 years. We don't even have any 3-year subs yet, though, so 2.5 year are the longest. Hey, Sam Staten, thank you. Thank you very much for the 4-month resubscription. Thanks for re-upping that Twitch Prime. Thanks for remembering. I know I often forget to renew mine on the channels I subscribe to, so thanks for the continued support. Jake is 15 months older than Declan, but it's kind of hard to tell, right, if you look at them, because Jake's a little small and Declan's a little big. Yeah, I agree, Adamine, which is why I haven't worked to change them. I kind of like how they look, and they're fairly generic. People that didn't know that they were hex things probably wouldn't know. They're just like a progression of colors, basically. Declan's American. He likes to eat. Based on how long my opponent played the last game, I assume they're not going to concede to this card, but we'll see. Hey, Doc Bravo Star, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime. There's a lot of excellent content producers on Twitch right now, so thanks for supporting my stuff this month. Thanks for helping me be full-time. As always, my subs are the reason I'm able to do what I do here as often as I do it, so thanks for the help. I'm just glad I could be used to cast Hero Fall now. Oh, Marty. I think taking the Gurmag off the table there with Karn is better than sticking the Wurmcoil. They both kind of buffer my health total in the long term, which is nice. This Bloodghast actually a little scary because it's got haste. Leyline's been bugged for going on a week now. And it's not just Leylines, it's explicitly start of game effects. This is scary. The fact that they're attacking me means I could die. We could definitely die to double burn. Hey, Robinson, welcome back. I know it says a brand new sub, but I know you've been here in the past, so Thanks for the support. I appreciate it. I would not be surprised if we just die here. Oh, they are auto-passing. That bodes well for us. That's definitely true. Declan actually has a birthday coming up tomorrow. The little dude's gonna be 3. It's funny. Every time you ask him what his birthday means, he says the same thing: cake and go toys. Kid knows exactly what he wants and has a one-track mind. I mean, can't help it. Discord's great. Just such an excellent platform. Specifically Go Toys, which for those of you that don't speak Declanese, that means Power Ranger toys, because the theme song is Go Go Power Rangers. So am I dead, or are you dead? Do you have an Ancient Grudge, maybe? If they have Ancient Grudge, they could play through this Wurmcoil, potentially. Hey, Eric Stoffer, thank you very much for the Tier 2 sub. Tier 2 subscribers get to bump a deck list of the choice that's in their queue. So if you want to drop me a line and let me know a deck you'd like to bump up by 10 points that's in there, let me know. Yeah, especially when they added screen sharing too. Like, the voice is fantastic, and the fact that it's screen sharing on top of it is just the cake. Like, they could have some bolts here. They don't have Ancient Grudge up here, which is good for us. Honestly, this might just be a, like, smack you for 6, crack my O-Stone type turn. They could have Ancient Grudge with that. God, Thragtusk was a clutch straw. That should lock this up. Yeah, it feels like Ancient Grudge, huh? Okay, so what I'm gonna do here is, in response to this trigger, I'm gonna blow up the O. So my sequencing was bad here. I should have Stone Rained this with Karn before I attacked, so that way I could have that gone already, but I think we're in a pretty good spot here now. They can flashback the Ancient Grudge and the Lifelink Worm, but Thragtusk should put the game mostly out of reach. I mean, I'd like all software to be open source, but I accept the fact that a lot of it won't be. At the end of the day, I just use what works best for my tools. Yep, I agree, Pewit. The games I win against Hallowed One by and large, don't feel like I made good decisions, and they feel like they came down to the fact that my opponent drew very poorly. I don't feel like I get to make meaningful game decisions that have an impact on what's going on. Feel like I'm just playing roulette. Gonna take a random here, excuse me, rather than an Oblivion Stone. And while I don't think decks like Hallowed One that have a lot of inherent variance like that are necessarily bad for the game in general, I think it's not a good thing when a deck like this is one of the better decks in the format. I think it creates a negative play experience when a deck with as much variance as the Hallowed One deck has associated with it is one of the better decks in the format. I think, like, if it was like a tier 2 neat cute fringe deck, that's one thing, but like having it be one of the better decks in the format is kind of obnoxious. Yeah, I agree. If it's this neat thing that happens on occasion, then that would be fine, but that's not. To make money on software, or at least we do it in drastically different ways. So kind of waffle. So people that make money producing open source software, there's a lot of companies that pay people to write open source software. So instead of software developers, you know, selling licenses to their stuff, like the company that's going to use the software pays for it to get created, and then everybody has it. And you also make a lot of money like Red Hat, right? Red Hat makes money off open source software by being a support company. At any rate, back to the gaming that we're doing. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I'm a full-time TCG player and content producer here on Twitch. If you're enjoying my stuff, please consider subscribing to my channel. My subscribers are the reason why I do this full-time instead of writing software myself. If you're enjoying your stuff, you can also check out my sponsors, mtgotraders.com. We'll have to buy and sell Magic Online cards with you, and if you use code Hoagland PayPal at checkout with them, you'll save 8% on your singles orders there. CoolStuffInc.com buys and sells a lot of cool stuff, including TCG singles. Using promo code Jeff5, you can save 5% on Magic, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards with them. And of course, Mack Weldon provides premium men's clothing. Using code Jeff Hoagland at bit.ly/HoogleClothes, you can save 20% on your first order of premium shirts, t-shirts, polos, underwear, shorts, all sorts of great stuff there. At any rate, we're 2-0 in this league, spreading the gospel of our Lord and Savior Karn Liberated, or Pants Liberated, depending on who you ask. See if we can keep it on here. Did I ever say how many subscribers I have? Sure. I currently have 1,087 unique subscribers, which equates to 1,264 sub points once you account for people that have tier 2 and tier 3 subscriptions. They didn't want me to model women's clothing, Holy Diva. I don't think I'm a good target for that. Well, I appreciate it, Stoffer. Thank you for the support. Easy mulligan here, right? Man, the bad Tron hands. This is a hell of a poker hand, right? This is a hell of a poker hand. 3 pair. This is certainly a keep on the draw with the Scry. Hey, sign me up. And then, if everybody in chat can just have faith, there's another Tron piece that's not tower underneath that map, and we will play a turn 3 card in this game. But I just need everybody to believe. I need you to focus and believe. Everybody, just send your good Karn vibes this way. Nivik understands. Nivik gets it. Ooh, accidentally bumped my button. I feel like Hollow 1 and Lantern are extremes that make the game unfun. Hollowed 1 is randomness, which is unfun. You get to keep 2 lands. There we go. Channel it. I have to focus and believe. You got to channel the energy. There wouldn't be justice without the turn 3 card. That's what I'm saying. I believe in the Karn Father. Okay, so blue Scapeshift it looks like here. This matchup's actually pretty reasonable for our deck. And the fact that we have Worldbreaker and Ulamog at our opener makes it even better for us. They have a pretty quick start though. Double acceleration on the play is pretty good for them. Not enough people in chat believe. There were too many non-believers. And Karn could sense it, and he bailed. Karn was like, nah, bro, I can't do it. There's too many non-believers over there. Too many non-Tron believers. Is this my Tron list? I took a mono green Tron list and added a second Ulamog to it. Or second Ugin to it, if that's what you want to mean. But this is a pretty stock deck list. All right. Power plant, just need to mine. We'll cycle through this. Tilt. Go ahead and just play this out as well. Karn is a blasphemer in my church. Can we die here? They're going up to 5 lands off the search. They can play a 6. They could play another search for 7. So they could 18 us here, but I don't believe they can deal lethal this turn. I don't believe they can kill us here. Where'd my water bottle go? There it is. I think not playing at least one Walking Ballista is probably a mistake. There's plenty of situations that having Walking Ballista in your deck gets you out of with Sanctum of Ugin. They have a Cryptic Command. I don't hate Cryptic Commanding this. Well, here's mine. Hey, Sherman. Thank you very much for the tier 1 subscription. I do appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for the support. Yep. I'm gonna go ahead and attack here. They can kill us next turn if they have land plus Scapeshift. If they don't have land plus Scapeshift, we're gonna be in a great spot with the World Breaker into the Ulamog here. Obviously. It is mind-boggling to me the amount of Magic players who are like, yes, we were wrong, Jace isn't too good for Modern, but then they'll turn around and be like, but Dig Through Time and Stoneforge Mystic, we're certain that these cards are too good. It's like, you were certain 30 seconds ago that Jace was too good. You were certain 30 seconds ago that Jace was too good. But maybe we can't admit that we were wrong and that maybe we should consider other things. Like, yeah, we're dead. The lightning bolt did it there too, in addition to the land, because lets them deal 18. Scapeshift math, for those who are not familiar, a 7-land Scapeshift deals 18 damage. A 7-land Scapeshift deals 18 damage. An 8-land Scapeshift deals 36 damage. Basically, people are terrified of change is what it comes down to. That's basically the TLDR of like why people don't want cards to be unbanned in Modern. They see what Modern is now and they're like, well, it's pretty fine. It's okay. I don't think the control decks have enough room on average for 4+ mana planeswalkers. Okay, what you need to understand, D was China. D was, I'm gonna say D was. What you need to understand, D was, is that a card being too good for Legacy doesn't mean that that card is automatically too good for Modern. And this is a point a lot of Magic players fail to understand. Power level of Magic cards is format contextual. Deathrite Shaman is banned in Modern, and it probably should be banned in Legacy. It was barely playable in Standard. The fact that this card was too good for Modern and probably too good for Legacy didn't mean that it was too good in Standard. Delver of Secrets is a great example of a card that's obnoxious in Legacy and was obnoxious in Standard, but in the context of Modern, it's really not good enough. Is what it comes down to. Correct. Yes. Monastery Mentor's banned in Vintage. Fine. It's unplayable in Modern, and it's fine in Legacy. Like that's a great example. All right. Power plant, tower. Are they ghosting? Should I? They have to be ghosting, right? I wouldn't blame them to concede to the Karn, but like conceding to the Tron piece, like Karn was definitely, the game was gonna end when I put Karn into play. But like, you should wait till I put Karn on the stack. Pretty easy mulligan here. Says Tron pieces, sign me up. Interested in why I don't think here's my logic that my article this week is gonna be looking at modern data, and it's gonna talk about my logic for what I want to do, what I would do with modern. Here's my logic for modern bans as a TLDR until proven otherwise. Any card that doesn't go into the decks that want to kill me by turn 3, it's probably fine in modern. Because guess what? The decks that don't want to kill you by turn 3 are the decks that need the most help in modern. So any card that goes in the decks that want to play a game that lasts till turn 5, turn 7, turn 8, till turn 10, like Dig Through Time, those are the decks that need the boons. Those are the decks that should have cards be unbanned. Good morning, Extreme Gamer. That's why Jace isn't good enough. That's why Bloodbraid's barely good enough. Concerns about Dig and Jeskai Ascendancy. Okay, here's the deep dark secret. And this is also true when they banned Dig and Treasure Cruise. Do you know what card really made Dig and Treasure Cruise messed up in combo decks? I got a big scary for you. It costs Phyrexian mana, and it's restricted in Vintage. No, it's actually Probe's not restricted in Vintage, is it? It should probably be banned in Legacy. But anywho, the card that made Cruise and Dig to an extent too good, especially in combo decks, was Gitaxian Probe. The card that put Jeskai Ascendancy combo into Overdrive was Gitaxian Probe. It wasn't Cruise. Like, having played a bunch of Jeskai Ascendancy, your issue, generally speaking, isn't tied up in having... Your issue with the deck isn't tied up in generating enough cards. It's in getting that initial velocity going and generating mana a lot of the time. And Probe really helped you fix that. It's restricted in Vintage. Good. Glad it's restricted in Vintage. Yep, you got me. All right, the game just got much harder. I should Relic. The Relic doesn't really matter. I brought these in because they cycle. I don't understand the appeal of Tron. It's just clunky and slow. Like, it's just a less efficient version of this deck. If you want to be kind of interactive, it's cute, I guess, but like, I'm not a fan of it. I think there's a reason why Tron isn't particularly popular, and it's not because it's underpowered. Yeah, right? That's the problem. Everybody is terrified if you put good blue cards into Modern that the interactive decks might be good. I really want to live in a format where the interactive decks are good. I really want to live in a format where we go, it's not, oh man, Hallowed One is so obnoxious. It's, oh man, how do I beat Jeskai Control? I'd like to live in that world for a little while. Although, I guess if Jeskai Control is one of the best decks in Modern, it would take me longer to play Modern donation leagues. So that would technically cost me money. So maybe I'm happy with how things are. Maybe I'm happy with how things are. Should have gotten Ghost Quarter. I'm going to time you out. Yeah, should have gotten Ghost Quarter. So one of the pieces of feedback I got from people, and this felt reasonable in the Reddit thread, was that I shouldn't go into rants when I time people out. So what I'm going to do now is, you've been timed out for not following the stream rules. Please look at the stream rules that are linked underneath the channel and follow them in the future. So that's all I'm going to say when we time people out moving forward. I think that's constructive and specific. Wow, they have Snapcaster Mage. That's interesting. I was not expecting Snapcaster. Do I just take Bring to Light here? The Snapcaster Mage lets them bolt snap bolt this. this Thought-Knot Seer, but Bring to Light's their actual combo card, right? I'm still gonna rant. I'm just not gonna rant when we time people out. Is it the Snapcaster? Like, I'm kind of dead in two, right? Oh, maybe I need to add the rules. I'll just type this in chat. I'll do that in chat when we time people out. I need to add a card for the rules down there. I think I'm just supposed to take the card that kills me. I think that's quality advice. Someone really smart told me to do that one time, so I'm gonna listen to them. Interesting that we didn't kill the Thought-Knot Seer. I'm here for the rant. Thank you, Kanklebiter. I don't intend to stop ranting. I think there's constructive things to rant about, though, and I think it's not unreasonable to say, okay, we shouldn't lay into chat when they don't follow the stream rules. Let's just time them out, and they'll hopefully get the message. We can still rant about Wizards of the Coast and the silly decisions they enjoy making. I think I'm attacking with this, right? I just need to pressure them. This lets them bolt this, block, snap bolt the Thragtusk, but like that's probably fine. Wow, really? I don't know what they're planning to do with the Snapcaster Mage. Let's go down full metal. Yeah, life is swell here. Life is swell. Are we gonna bolt, snap, bolt? Oh, we're just going upstairs. That's interesting. Thoughts on Magic Arena. I have an article written about MTG Arena right here. Feel free to give that a read, and if you have any questions on specifics, let me know. So they have Ancient Grudge and 2 cards I don't know now. I mean, we just talked about why Stoneforge wasn't too good for Modern. Feels a little redundant to slam into that again. I think I'm just gonna play this Walking Ballista, actually. Shoot the Snapcaster here. Or dead in 2, right? What's going on, Paracel? Favorite non-magic related subreddits. Wonder ones I actually poke into. Competitive Hearthstone. I've been reading that since I started playing it more. I have my cell phone is right here. I use Sailfish OS on my cell phone, so I'm subscribed to our Jala and our Sailfish. But that's pretty nerdy stuff if you're not into indie cell phone operating systems. What are my other subreddits? I usually just like browse my main page. Not the Onion is a great one. Unix porn is another one. And for those of you that don't know what Unix is, that's not what you think it is. It's pictures of people's desktops. I think about Mardu mid-range. I think Mardu Pyromancer is very reasonable. I think that deck is fine. It's like not amazing, but fine. All right, I'm gonna pull up Unix porn on stream now because I feel like people at home that aren't gonna click the link are gonna think I'm weird. You're probably gonna think I'm weird after I show it to you. It's pictures of Unix desktops and like what they look. It's like terminals and shit. It's not actual porn. See, it's not against the Twitch TOS. It's literally people's window managers. See, this is the kind of stuff that's in my Reddit feed. I don't know what a Redium 5 is. Like i3, you should try Enlightenment or our Moksha fork if you like i3. It's a great lightweight window manager. Unix is a credible porn star name if you don't know what it is. I think no banless modern tournaments are completely useless for the context of determining what could and couldn't be legal in modern, because there are obvious design mistakes that are very good in no banless modern that just shouldn't come off the ban list, like Rite of Flame and Chrome Mox and Mental Misstep and Glimpse of Nature and Skull Clamp. Like, these cards are going to show up in no ban list modern, and they're going to be really powerful, and they should never ever come off. And those cards will overshadow other cards that could possibly come off. You can run Magic Online on Linux and OS X using Wine. winehq.org. As of the 2.21 release, it's pretty well supported. I wrote a short tutorial about how to install it on Ubuntu and Ubuntu based operating systems. I streamed Magic Online from Ubuntu for a long while using Wine and virtual machines and stuff like that. When I upgraded my center screen to a 1440 screen, though, my NVIDIA card can't quite handle 1440 under Linux because the drivers aren't quite there. For fuck's sake, seriously, the 3-0-1-3 matchup? We're just gonna die to Storm here? We're just like 3-0 gonna lose to the 1-3 Storm player? If you are familiar with the software Docker, there's a Docker image that's pre-set up with Magic Online to run under Wine. That's just super easy. You just run Docker install and then run it. I have never actually used Wine on Magic Online before, so I can't attest to it. This hand had 3 Tron pieces in it. It had 2 Tron pieces and a map. It had 2 Tron pieces and a map. That being said, if they are playing Storm, our hand's actually pretty decent against Storm, right? I get to go ahead and play this Relic out here, and I have this Oblivion Stone, and I'm going to get to Ulamog them next turn. Yeah, this hand's actually pretty good in this matchup. You have, like, Disruption into a fast clock. It's actually more Disruption too, because it takes them off of lands. What do I use to stream? OBS has pretty much become the industry standard. I don't understand why people give XSplit money anymore. OBS, it's open source. It's beautiful. You should check it out. No, they're not dead for prizes, Jace, because this is a friendly league, so you're always live for prizes in a friendly league. I'm using regular OBS, Waffleophagus, because when I set up Windows on this computer, Streamlabs OBS had a bug that didn't let me record local videos, and they've since fixed that bug, but I haven't had the time to figure out how to import my scenes into Streamlabs OBS. And like, I am a human. I hate change. I'm set in my ways, so I'm kind of like not in a hurry to change over. Oblivion Stone's pretty bad in this matchup. Guess I'll leave a couple of Ulamogs in. Ugin as a way to clean up goblin tokens is good. Sometimes you think it has low threat density. I mean, you only have 8 real threats, so is it 8 real threats? You have 10 threats. 10 threats is fine. You have creature lands that are threats too. You can't play that many threats and have enough meaningful disruption in Modern. Oh, Contortion's pretty reasonable too. Yeah, Contortion's great. Contortion's great. Good call. This is probably too slow. Worldbreaker's probably too slow. No, you don't. Gaining health isn't meaningful. Add this to the queue, Mr. Hoagland. Thank you, Serp, for the bits. Homogenized Modern to some extent. I think everybody that makes any prediction about Modern becoming all of one deck is greatly overestimating people's... Remember that what I just said 30 seconds ago about not wanting to change to Streamlabs OBS because I'm already set up and I just don't want to take the work? There are so many people that play Modern that just like aren't going to change playing their deck until it's literally banned out from... unless it's literally banned out from underneath them. That's how most people are. Like, everybody's not going to get up and buy Stoneforge Mystics even if it was optimal. They're not, because that's not how Modern works. That's not how the format works. And people that are showing up to play the format, like, they're just going to keep playing the decks they like to keep playing. So, one, operating under the assumption that Stoneforge Mystics cracked in half and everybody would have to play it. I think even if that was true, that isn't what would happen. Now, two, the assumption that Stoneforge Mystic isn't cracked in half and is perfectly fine, I think that's the more likely scenario. I think this card is fine. I think this is a format where I'm about to die on turn 3 to the Storm deck. I think this is a format where I regularly turn 3 Karn people. I think saying that Stoneforge Mystic is too powerful for Modern is like super silly. It's super silly. This is a format full of people doing busted things to each other. Would Stoneforge Mystic register on the scale of busted things? Yeah, probably. It'll probably register on the scale of cards that are good enough to be played. But it's just one in a sea of many of busted powerful things. I've come to the conclusion that banning the busted things isn't what's going to happen in Modern. They're not going to slow the format down. They're not going to make it more fair because they just want to let people do their busted things. And I think that's fine to a degree the more I play Modern. But with that in mind, I just want them to give me back the toys that I want to play with. If other people get to play with Mox Opal and other people get to play with Baral and Grape Shot, can I just play with fucking Stoneforge Mystic? That's all I want. I'm just saying the other kids all have their toys. Can I have my toys too? Please? Please? All right, so I could cycle these stars and spheres in an attempt to draw Dismember or Spatial Contortion, but I think that's wrong. I think I'm just supposed to set Tron up. What do I think about the artifact lands? I think anything that has a large potential to make aggressive or degenerate decks better is probably best left alone. And I think there's a pretty good chance that artifact lands quantify as probably going to make degenerate things better. No, stop it. Get out of here with Chromox. Yeah, we're dead, right? And this is fine, right? Like this, like my Batterskull would have attacked it wouldn't even have attacked, right? I'd have put Batterskull into play this turn with my Stoneforge Mystic deck, and they'd have untapped and killed me on 4. That's what would have happened there. So I am not in favor of unbanning a bunch of more degenerate things in the format, but I think cards that would largely go into interactive or mid-range decks, I think most of those are fine. This hand... His hand has Spatial Contortion, so I'm going to keep it. Board in my Damping Spheres, right, Kyle? Yes, Skull Clamp's a degenerate card. Not close. Okay, so this is maybe I might clip this rant. I'm gonna take a 30 second stop here. All right, this is the MTG Goldfish metagame page. These are the best decks in the format. Humans, its threats are bigger than Batterskull tokens, and it can Reflector Mage it. Humans probably doesn't give a shit about Batterskull. Affinity. Affinity, Ravager, lots of flying creatures, bigger than Batterskull, probably doesn't give a shit about Batterskull. Black-red hollowed one, lots of access to artifact disruption, on top of just putting a bunch of crap into play far before Batterskull can ever get into play. Third aggro deck, probably doesn't give a shit about it. Burn. Burn's a deck that generally has you dead by turn 4, right? And they can skull crack you the first time you go to attack with Batterskull. Burn might care about Batterskull, but most of us hate Burn, so I'm okay if Burn cares about Batterskull. Green-white hexproof doesn't care about Batterskull. Are there any other aggro decks on here? So no. I think the aggro decks that Batterskull would repress in Modern are like these wild Nakatl decks that people have fond memories of that aren't even actually good. They aren't actually good in the format. So I think it's a load of crap when people cite, well, these aggro decks are the reason. These aggro decks would be repressed by Batterskull. I think that's silly. I think that's nonsense. I think when you actually look at what the aggro decks are doing, most of them don't give a shit. I'll clip that later. I'm going to make a note. Yeah, not to mention, like, Zoodex could play Stoneforge Mystic. Stoneforge Mystic might make those wild Nakatl Knight of the Reliquary Zoodex playable. Like, they're not good. They're not good now. We 5-0'd with one that was, like, kind of cute the other day, but they're genuinely not that good. It used to be banned, yep. How can you say it's not that good? It used to be banned. Alright, Relic, go. Who are my favorite Hearthstone streamers? So, Brian Kibler is a fantastic content producer. HS Dog is another player that I've watched a little bit of. Those are probably my top two, Kibler and HS Dog. I stream a lot, and so I can't watch Twitch while I work, so I don't watch a ton of Hearthstone streamers. I haven't caught Firebat streaming before. I've not caught Firebat streaming before. But I know both Brian and HS Dog are very good. They're good content producers. Between this Relic and this Spatial Contortion, if we can find another Tron piece in here, we might be okay. Disguised Toast seems alright. He seems like he's not really enjoying playing the game recently, though. He seemed a touch negative last time I was watching him, but it could have just been a bad day. Could have just been a bad day. You know, I have bad days on stream occasionally. Put the food in the mic. See, I have the opposite problem. I'll put food in the microwave, turn it on, walk away, and like come back 20 minutes later and go, oh, right, I microwaved something and it's cold. It's cold. Hearthstone said on stream the other day, Hearthstone Kibler said on stream the other day that before the Magic sponsored him to play Arena, it had been like 2 years since he touched a Magic card, digital or otherwise. Why power plant over tower? So you should always get tower last if possible. And the reason for that is if I use these lands to find the last Tron piece, I want it to be tower because tower makes the most mana. So if I'm using these when I don't have Tron and then get tower to assemble Tron, it'll give me the most mana the turn I assemble Tron. I'm gonna go ahead and cycle this to get started, see where we end up at. Dismember's a great draw. Do you think the Hearthstone ladder meta is too stale? I think the Hearthstone ladder meta varies a lot from day to day and time to time. I streamed Hearthstone last night afterwards, and I think we played like 50% Paladin decks, and then I played a bunch of matches last night before I went to bed, and I didn't play against any Paladin like 5 games. So I think there's a lot of variation on what sees play on the ladder from day to day and time to time. Why do I stand while I stream? Because the human body wasn't designed to sit for 7 hours at a time. And as an old man, my back thanks me for not sitting during the stream. Think Magic will ever pick up Twitch integration? Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully they're gonna pick up Twitch integration. Hopefully that's something that's going to happen. Sure, yes, resolved. This is probably gonna force me to pull the trigger on this relic. What's my favorite meme deck? Probably Owling Mine. I enjoy boomeranging people. It's just good, clean fun. Boomeranging people's lands back to their hand is just good, clean fun. So... I don't actually think Sylvan Awakening is good in the Ascendancy deck. It doesn't feel like it fixes problems that archetype has. It's kind of unfortunate. I'm not gonna pop this relic right away. I think I can wait a little bit, like in response to a Past in Flame splashback. Okay, so here's another piece of ban list logic. When people apply the logic that sure, that card might be fine, but Modern's in a fine spot, that's like saying Modern's in a good spot right now. We shouldn't make cards that are printed into Standard legal in Modern because they might throw off the balance we currently have. And we know that's silly, right? To imply that we shouldn't introduce cards that are being printed in Standard into Modern, I think that's silly at least. But I think that's a good equivalency. I think that's a very similar thing. Like, to make the argument we shouldn't reintroduce a card that's likely safe because it might not be safe is nuts. Our draws have been pretty mediocre, but we also have Relic and I have another Dismember. So, like, we're not just dead by any stretch of the imagination here. And if we hit Tron, we'll get to start slamming Karns and fighting their hand and stuff. So we're not that bad off. I'm gonna do that. Examining the Modern ban list article is a little bit old at this point. I'm gonna be doing a data-driven article this week that'll go up on Friday. Probably have a sub preview in the Discord on Wednesday or Thursday when I have it done. I think it would be sweet if they had an avenue of introducing cards to Modern, not through Standard, yes. Like, I don't want to play against True Name Nemesis in Modern. That sounds fucking terrible. But, like, there's some other sweet cards in there I wouldn't mind. No, if I draw a 7th land, I'm not going to play the Karn. I want to leave Dismember and Relic up at all times. I don't know that Leovold's good, and Leovold's probably fine. Flusterstorm sounds sweet. Flusterstorm does sound sweet. Baleful Strix sounds hot. I don't want Cabal Therapy in Modern. Once upon a time, I really wanted Cabal Therapy in Modern, and then they printed new Dredge cards. And I was like, nope, this isn't okay. Containment Priest would be a sweet card for the format. I agree with that. Good gosh. Now if we draw a 7th land, we can play Wurmcoil and hold up Relic. This is what Tron does sometimes though, chat. This is what Tron does sometimes. Thankfully, they don't seem to have a way to play through this relic, so that's nice for us. There are so many ways they could have templated True Name Nemesis to be a less obnoxious card. They could have made it like a come into play trigger. They could have been like, when this enters play, then trigger, instead of being a replacement effect as it enters the battlefield. I try to mute on the sneezes. I do. Hey, Dak Moore, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime sub. I do appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And honestly, it would even be, True Name Nemesis would even be more balanced if it just said protection from everything, because then you couldn't put Batterskull on it, and you couldn't put Sword of Fire and Ice on it, and all this other obnoxious stuff that it does. So, saying that True Name is less offensive than another offensive card is another line of logic and thinking. That's like saying one crime is okay because a different crime is worse. I hate comparisons like that. People draw them all the time, and I'm not a fan. They could have phrased True Name, if you have 3 or more players in the game, choose one, gain protection from that player. They could have made it a multiplayer card. They could have done infinitely different ways to template it to make it not the obnoxious card that it is. Are we dead here? I assume they have to try and go for it here, right? I assume they're going to go off through this relic here. Hopefully they're going to go off with goblins, and then we will Ugin and clear the board. Make it not blue. Yeah, make it True Name Nemesis, and make it a Kithkin. Make it a goblin. Make it an elf. Make it a random black creature. Demon, sure. Is this going to be Grape Shot, Remand Me Grape Shot? They have 2 cards. We could die here. I think it's going to be Grape Shot, Remand Me Grape Shot. Unsubstantiate, sure. That's better for me. They don't draw a card. They have another one. We could die, though. This is 4. I think 3 Grape Shots is lethal. It's going to be 4 plus, like, it's going to be like 4 plus 7. Yeah, 3 Grape Shots is definitely going to be lethal here. Yep, this is 7. Is your last card another Grape Shot? Or another Remand? Or another Unsubstantiate, whatever. This matchup's very bad for Tron, so I'm not surprised that we're losing here. Yep, just another Grape Shot. Yep, good games, opponent. Remember when I said that added health wouldn't matter? I guess I was wrong. I guess under Relic that it was going to be enough. All right. Well, sometimes you get the 1-3 pairing when you're 3-0 and you die in a fire because modern matchup variance comes the beat sometimes. At any rate, my name is Jeff Hogan. We're 3-1 with Green Tron here. If you're enjoying my stuff, please consider subscribing to my channel. My subscribers are what keep me here full time like I do. I stream Magic on this channel 30+ hours a week. We play a ton of Modern. We play some Legacy. We also stream some Hearthstone here a few hours a week. You can also support my stuff by checking out my sponsors, inkedgaming.com. Would love to help you customize your gaming experience using code Jeff12. You can save 12% on custom playmats, mouse pads, binders, and bags. Cardsphere.com would love to help you turn your cards into other cards or cash directly with other players. There's no haggling. They just take 1% fee off the top. And of course, this stream is made possible by viewers like Anironics, Justin, Nivik, and you. If you are enjoying the stream, please make sure you hit that follow button. Following the stream doesn't cost you anything. Let you know when I go live and with what. I am going to run upstairs and turn my air conditioning on because it's getting very warm in my basement. So I'll be right back. Look at that. Wasn't even late for a match. Steph X with the brand new tier 1 sub. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that. Thanks for helping me do what I do here. Since you've had a little experience with now, what are my thoughts on the current Hearthstone standard meta? Hey, Drewski Brew. Thank you for the 4-month resubscription, a third of a year. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. This hand lacks a third Tron piece, but we're on the draw and have some cantrips, so I think I definitely keep this. How would you answer the criticism Green Sun Zenith would make all Primeval Titan decks like Red Green Breach and Amulet decks too good? I think those decks already play 8 Titans anyways, thanks to Summoner's Pact, and I don't think they'd want to play 12. I don't think they'd want to play 12. Basic Plains, that's usually pretty good for us. Generally speaking, Basic Plains is a good matchup for Tron. K Mueller, thank you for the 7 months. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. I appreciate it. Sorry, Hearthstone meta was a question. I've been enjoying... Tron's great. Have I mentioned how great Tron is? Tron is love, Tron is life. Probably Martyr Proc. We'll see if they have a Field of Rune here. Usually they've been main decking that card. Zenith is better than Pact, sure. I agree with that assessment. I think I was going to go ahead and cycle this Relic here at end step. Boop. I'm not sure what compelling reason there is for playing Mardu Shadow. That's the question. Don't play things just to play them. Play things to have compelling reasons to play them. Because I knew I couldn't play a card that turn, so popping Sphere doesn't land me to anything. Hearthstone meta question. I think the Q block deck is definitely obnoxious and probably a little bit too powerful, and I think the Paladin decks could probably use a small nerf. But other than that, I've really been enjoying it. I think the way Hearthstone's designed as a game leads the format to be very interactive and have a variety of decks on average, just the way the class system in the game works. Looking for a tower. Show me a white bordered beauty. None of those are a white bordered beauty. Very sad. I should save that because that's a 6/6. I guess with the Walking Ballista, this can kill it. Any reason you want to have better Twitch TV emotes on my channel? I have that checkbox on. I have that checkbox enabled on. What's it called? But better Twitch.tv is a browser extension. It's not something I enable on my channel, I don't think, unless I'm mistaken. I don't know. I haven't put a ton of time into playing Green Red Tron. I think Fire Spout seemed like it could be an okay card in the format, just because like dealing 3 damage is good. But I don't think Pyroclasm is good. I don't think Pyroclasm deals enough damage to possibly be good. I think whatever cheap super you're playing, you want it to be able to kill Mantis Rider and probably slightly bigger things. So I think if I was playing Red Tron, I'd probably focus on that sweeper effect. Yep. That's a good ghost quarter. I believe we went 4-1. Remember for sure though, it's on YouTube just like everything else. Feel free to skip to the end and look and see what we did. Yeah, probably. And like ticking Call to Arms to be a 5-cost card seems like a great fix for that, because then even Paladin just can't play it. So here's the deep dark secret about the price of standard, chat. Good standard formats are almost always expensive. It's just standard's been very bad for a very long time, so it gave the illusion that it was cheap because nobody wanted to play it. So of course the cards were cheap because nobody wanted to play it. Yep, yeah, we're just gonna curve Worm into Karn here. They're probably gonna crack this, gain 9, and then put these 3 back into play with Proclamation of Rebirth. That's not strictly true, Plutonium. Like, remember Fetchland and Con Standard? That was pretty expensive too. It was an expensive format as well. Wow, they didn't Proclamation of Rebirth. That seems weird. Have to go ahead and assemble Matron. Mine Tower, get a power plant here. We're just gonna Karn them, right? 10 out of 10. Am I just gonna go up here? I think I'm just gonna go up so they can't pressure my Karn off the table. They have a Gideon and a Proclamation in their hand. I assume they'll exile a Gideon. Getting the Karn down here also means I can Ulamog next turn even if they draw a Ghost Quarter or Field of Ruin. Hey, remember when the time they blew up 2 of my Tron pieces this game, chat? Does anyone remember that? Do you think Ghost Quarter and Field of Ruin are good at stopping Tron? I think if you're gonna play KCI, you should probably play the build of the deck that Matt Nass says is best, because he's way smarter than most of us. And he's certainly spent a lot of time working on that archetype. Yeah, I didn't play Magic. I didn't play competitive Magic then, Plutonium. Just played very casually. This is smart. They're being aggressive and attacking at me. I'm gonna block here and shoot this. Nah, I usually don't have to restart the game with Karn. Any game where Karn's at 14 counters, you generally are just gonna win anyways. So next turn we have this. I wonder, this will probably be a concession Ulamog next turn, right? We'll get to like take 3 other things off the table plus drop a 10/10 into play. It does not reset the clock. Man, let me tell you about playing a bunch of Ulamogs in your deck. It's great. It's very good. Just getting another Ulamog here. Yeah, I'm just gonna have Ulamog for days. I do not have any advice on how to free to play Hearthstone or anything else. I do not free to play any of the games that I play. I'm sure there's a bunch of good guides out there for it though. Quick Google search is probably good. What do you think, opponent? What you thinking? Oh no, don't draw a card on your 1/2. That's so powerful. That's so powerful. I'm just gonna exile 2 of your permanents every turn for the rest of the game while attacking you for 20. I'm attacking you for 20 cards. Yeah, we're gonna win by milling them 10 out of 10. Which is another reason to have a bunch of Ulamogs in your deck. Oh goody, more Karns. That's exciting. I just want more Karns in my life. Would like to attack you, opponent. Deal. And I'm just gonna play my other Ulamog out here. Just gonna like take all their stuff off the table. Just like none of your toys. You get none of them. Well, they're blocking too. That's great for us. Exile your Misfail Plane so you can't put cards at the bottom of your deck. Get rid of those. But opponent, you destroyed so many of my Tron pieces. Why didn't you win the game? I don't understand. Come back, opponent. Come back. Don't you want to play Magic with me, opponent? I don't understand, chat. Why didn't they want to play Magic with me? So as good as Ulamog was in that specific game, I actually think Ulamog's a little bit medium against the decks that are going to be ghost quartering you a bunch. When they ban Deathrite Shaman or something out of Delver, we will play Legacy Tron on stream, I promise. Thragtusk might be good enough in this matchup just for like buffering our health total. I like trimming some of these. Actually, Relic's probably not good enough here. I like trimming some of these artifacts, these artifact cantrips, the eggs against decks that are likely Sony silencing us. I don't think Worldbreaker's good enough as a blocker. I think that's a little narrow. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not. Maybe that's fine. Ballista's pretty medium. All right, let's do it. Nature's Claim kills Oblivion Ring, and it kills Crucible of Worlds, and it kills Stony Silence. You do care about Stony Silence. What's going on, Panda? Yeah, this is our last match with the Tron deck. After this match, we have a real treat. We're going to play a blue-red Possibility Storm deck, which seems quite excellent. So The range of hands you keep against Ghost Quarter and Field of Rune heavy decks is very different than the range of hands you keep against decks that don't have those tools. Basically, our opponent's going to be poking at our Tron pieces anyways, so that makes it not worthwhile to mulligan aggressively for Tron pieces. So I'm going to go ahead and keep this hand that I think I'd normally mulligan under different circumstances. Do you think the opponent thinks they have a good Tron matchup? Almost certainly. That's pretty good. If they have Stony Silence here, to be fair, we could be in a little bit of trouble. Hand is not particularly good against Stony Silence. Are they going to skip playing a land drop here? They are. That's bold. That's good, Lights. That's good. So they could Ghost Quarter me here, but I don't really care about that. Again, we're just gonna like hit our land drops and like kill them on curve instead of cheating things out. I am of the opinion that you can and should remove cards that create a negative gameplay experience from the format, but that doesn't seem to be what Wizards of the Coast likes to do in terms of managing their ban list, so I don't think I would expect that from them. So if you ask me, I would in fact be pro banning cards that create a negative gameplay experience for players, on average. Obviously, negative gameplay experience is a subjective metric, but I think it's a reasonable one. Look at you, you killed my tower, God bless. Don't you know Dirty Lucky Tron player always has another tower? This only activates if your opponent has more lands than you. So I'm gonna sequence this in this manner, so that way my opponent doesn't know I have the tower in my hand. That way maybe they don't Ghost Quarter me again this turn. Yeah. Yeah, I am pro if we unban something and it ends up not being good, just reban it. They don't know about my other tower. I drew this naturally. Oh, I took it off Ancient Stirrings. They do know about the other tower. Oh, magic. We totally took that off Stirrings. I think Tron generates a pretty miserable play experience on average. In my humble opinion. Well, I'm gonna play this Karn. Okay, the fact that I drew another Karn means I'm gonna down-tick the crap out of this. I'm gonna take their Ghost Quarter Tutor off the table. That's a pretty good one, yeah. Yeah, I think so, Ralk. I think that's a big part of it. I think player dissatisfaction potentially plays into a lot of that. Oh, I should have played the other star. I was just clicking and not thinking about it. This is why you board in Thragtusk against Ghost Quarter heavy decks. Because you just cast your Thragtusk for 5 mana. Yeah, this is the upside to playing mono green Tron. Getting to play 5 basics is huge. Maybe ultimating cards a real game plan. That seems a little loose. And like I said, any game Karn is sticking around that long, you're generally winning. I don't really have a strong opinion either way. I think Green-Black Tron has really great sideboard cards. I think the one match we lost in this league was to Storm, and the Storm matchup's much better when you have access to Collective Brutality and Thoughtseize. But unlike a lot of Magic players that have very strong opinions, I'm willing to retest and rethink the opinions that I have and change them based on evidence that's presented to me. So I chose to play the Mono Green Tron deck today because it's been a while since I played Mono Green Tron, and I wanted to get a feel for how the matchups could be better or worse. And like, we lost a matchup that would be better with black cards, but we're also winning a matchup now that's better because we have more basic lands in our deck. So it kind of goes in both directions. It's tough. To be fair, the political climate that we live in, at least in the United States, doesn't lend itself to critical thinking and reevaluating your choices. Admitting you could be wrong about something is terrifying. People like have this idea that like if they admit they're wrong about something and change their mind, people are going to see them as like weak or something like that, so they can't possibly do that. Isn't that the American way, right? I'm right and y'all are wrong. Shotguns on my gun racks that have gun racks on them. Dusk Dawn. That's cute. One of the first things smart people realize is just how dumb they are about a lot of things. Being smart enough to realize how dumb you are is it's a life-changing experience. We're still here playing Magic for some reason, opponent. We're still here playing Magic for some reason. All right, so when Tron is good, it's great. It's not particularly fair. We're not going to restart the game, chat. We have this game locked up. We're not going to do dumb, silly things. Also, I've got like 4 more decks to play today, so we're on a clock. Karn the Karn out of your hand and restart the game, right? If I wasn't worried about Oblivion Ring, we could do that. I think I'm just going to take all their lands away at this point. We're just going to like Ulamog take 2 lands and Karn's just going to like Stone Rain them for the next 3 turns. Yet here we are for some reason, still playing Magic the Gathering. Exile you. Exile you 2. Cast Ancient Stirrings. Are we done yet? That's the straw that broke the camel's back? All right. I don't know. The details in this Tron deck, like, Tron's a pretty established archetype. We just play it because it's fun to slam people with. I don't really have strong feedback. I think, I'm just going to say the couple of things we said this last time we played Tron. Play multiple Ulamogs. 2 is the floor. I kind of really like 3. I think double Ugin. I think having 6 sweepers is really good. Don't cut Oblivion Stone. I'm going to say that again. Don't cut Oblivion Stone. I said I didn't have strong opinions, but I'm a liar. I have strong opinions. Play Ulamogs. play 4 Oblivion Stones. I see people cutting Oblivion Stone from this deck, like going down and playing 3 of them. This is one of the reasons why this deck is nuts. Play 4 of them. It's very, very good. Yes, Oblivion Stone kills it. Nature's Claim kills it. Damping Sphere is no different than Blood Moon. You just power through it. Like, just power through it. All right. There's a storm of brew in chat.